The latest bat from the renowned DreamWorks for theaters is Dogman, an animation with a stunning visual style based on a super famous book series written by Dave Pilkey. These books have been part of many people's childhoods, accumulating thousands of fans worldwide. Next year, on January 31st, we will all receive this film, which will be an incredible gift. However, the trailer that DreamWorks released was not very revealing, and some of the beloved characters from the book didn't even make an appearance. But since I'm always here for you who love animations and movies as much as I do, I've brought a list of characters who might appear in this film, and you'll definitely be rooting for each of them to show up. They're all great. So, without further ado, let's dive into this list because the hype of this movie is through the roof. Lil Petey. Let's start this list with a somewhat controversial character. Lil Petey first appeared in the third book, titled A Tale of Two Kitties, and is a kind of son to Petey, the orange villain cat. His story is interesting because Petey created Lil Petey from his fur, intending to create a henchman, someone to help him in his villainy. However, what came out was this small, cute kitten who doesn't like villainy. Since he didn't manage to create what he wanted, Petey abandoned Lil Petey on the streets, and none other than Dogman found him and kind of took him in. From this relationship emerged several twists in the story. Dogman gained a partner in fighting crime, and even Petey was influenced by his son's goodness, even regretting having abandoned him. Unlike his father, Lil Petey is a child who radiates purity and currently lives with Petey during the week and with Dogman on weekends. Lil Petey didn't appear in the trailer, but I'm sure he'll be in the movie because, look at this scene. Petey appears with 3 strands on each side, and in this other scene, he shows up with one less strand, which was used to create Lil Petey. Well, while some find him cute for his adorable appearance and kindness, there's another segment of fans who find him extremely annoying for being so silly, constantly asking questions and interrupting adult conversations. In fact, some even think he ruined the franchise since he has been getting huge attention in the recent books. He even got his own series of books called Cat Kid Comic Club. This guy isn't weak. Do you like Lil Petey or not? Molly. Molly is one of those super common characters. You know, she's a tadpole with the power to move objects with her mind and can fly. Pretty basic, right? Like Lil Petey, Molly is also a child with a heart of gold. However, unlike him, she possesses these superpowers, and the biggest one I haven't mentioned yet. She is the most annoying tadpole in the city and has a knack for driving adults crazy. Although she is currently teamed up with Lil Petey and Dogman, Molly gained her powers after a vial containing special elements fell into the lake where she lived. Along with her powers, she became evil for a period, at least until she met Lil Petey, who later influenced her to use her powers for good. Now, one power that only you have is the ability to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We already have over 5,000 subscribers. Join the family so I can keep bringing you more videos about your favorite movies and characters. I'm counting on your support. ADHD. Moving from living beings to technological beings, ADHD is a tall, round-shaped robot built by Petey during that time when he regretted abandoning Lil Petey on the streets and wanted to get him back. However, things change when ADHD meets Lil Petey, and they quickly build a friendly relationship. This robot ends up siding with Lil Petey and is used by him and Dogman in various battles. Besides being useful as a weapon and carrying several important technologies for street combat, ADHD's greatest quality is his creativity, which is very important for Lil Petey and Dogman. Piggy. If you watch the movie trailer and think that Petey is the biggest problem for Dogman, you are very mistaken. Piggy is a cruel, bossy pig who is the leader of the Fleas, a criminal organization. Not only does he not care about ordinary citizens, but he also has no regard for his fellow criminals. In one of his conflicts, Piggy, or whatever you prefer to call him, was shrunk down to the size of a flea. He also worked alongside Petey in his childhood, but things didn't go well. fell, and a misunderstanding turned them into enemies. Piggy is that typical villain of the worst kind, who doesn't even care about his own allies and is much crueler than Petey. If he appears in the movie, he will be a tough foe to face. I admit I would enjoy seeing the evil little pig in the film, so feel free to comment on which of these characters you most want to see. Daryl The Moth. Even with his unfriendly temperament, Piggy has some loyal allies. Daryl is one of them, at least initially. Daryl is a green, friendly, and funny moth who wears round glasses and has rabbit-like teeth, and he is responsible for annoying Piggy whenever he can. The meeting of these two was quite bizarre, as it happened when Piggy fell right on top of Daryl after being thrown out of a window. After they met, Piggy tries to take advantage of Daryl's ability to fly, convincing the moth to join him. Daryl eventually formed a superhero club called Friendly Friends, which is located inside the letter C of a restaurant in the city subway, and he often hinders Piggy's plans more than he helps them succeed. Grandpa. Since we mentioned Petey's son, why not talk about his father now? Despite his somewhat harmless appearance, Petey's father is even crueler than he is. Grandpa is a selfish and malicious cat who is currently in prison. Petey and Lil Petey have cut ties with him, and I'll explain why. This guy was simply an abusive, irresponsible, and very mean father. If you haven't noticed, Petey has a flattened tail, and many theorize that it was his father who caused this with his own hands due to his violent nature. The list goes on, as when his wife, Petey's mother, was ill, he abandoned her, leaving Petey orphaned. Oh, and when the years passed and they met again, Grandpa stole several of Petey's belongings and tried to sell them but was caught and imprisoned again. In one of the books, his plan resulted in a machine called the motor brain, capable of multiplying the user's personality and allowing the person's character to manifest as they see fit. In other words, someone who is already bad becomes 10 or 20 times more malicious, but Grandpa ended up getting in trouble again. But now tell me, who do you most want to see in Dogman that didn't appear in the trailer? Which of these characters are you most hyped to see? Leave your opinion in the comments, and check out this video where I talk about the truth behind the Dogman characters, and then watch this one, where I explain everything you need to know about this work before going to see the movie in theaters. Thank you very much for watching until now, and see you next time here on Cine Lovers.